Breaking news we're following here in Dedham. Brian Walsh has been found guilty of first-degree murder for the death of his wife, Anna Walsh, in 2023. It was a pretty quick verdict here. Anna's body was never found. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Brown.
And I'm Antoinette Antonio. Let's get out to News Center 5's Sarah Kanji. She's been following the case from the start. She's live outside the courthouse right now. Sarah, you've been in that courtroom every day of this trial. Can you talk to us about what the mood was like in that courtroom as this verdict was announced?
Well, there was a lot of stillness in the courtroom, and many of us wondered for a while if this was just a jury question. We fully expected that some of the loved ones of Anna Walsh, who were here on Friday for closing arguments, would be here in the courtroom for a verdict, and they were not. But then the judge came in and said the jury has reached its verdict. Mike Morrissey, the district attorney, is inside. We are hoping to speak with him when he comes out at some point, but after the jury read their verdict, Mike Morrissey walked in. He was congratulating his prosecution team, hugging them, shaking hands over this case. Again, Brian Walsh, arrested back in 2023 in those early days after the new year, now found guilty of murder in the first degree. The jury foreperson reading that their decision. They had three choices on that verdict slip: not guilty, or they could choose guilty and guilty between first-degree murder and second-degree murder, but they chose guilty in first-degree murder, which is what the prosecution was pursuing and what they were going after. And now sentencing is going to be scheduled on Wednesday. We do expect to hear some impact statements. It's unclear who will make those impact statements. And again, remember, he pleaded guilty to the two lesser charges. That was before any of this began, even jury selection began. He pleaded guilty to those two lesser counts, so he will have to be sentenced to those as well. Those will be treated separately, but likely in the same hearing, because we do understand that some of Anna Walsh's loved ones and family will be wanting to make those impact statements. So again, today, a verdict, guilty of murder in the first degree. It's been about 2 weeks of evidence and testimony, 6 hours of those jurors deliberating. They began in the afternoon. They began in the afternoon on Friday. They came in this morning, started a little bit late at around 9:30, and then at 11:30 is when we got word that there was a verdict. The judge said she thanked them for their service and she plans to meet with them privately to speak with them. She also lifted her order for this jury. Since really before Thanksgiving, since they were impaneled and chosen, they were ordered not to be on any social media, not to watch the news, not allowed to talk to anyone about this, not allowed. The defense is now walking out. I don't believe they're making any comment. They have not commented to us at all in the course of this trial. That's Larry Tipton and Kelly Borges, part of that team defending Brian Walsh. They were trying to make the case and raise reasonable doubt that Brian Walsh did not kill his wife Anna, that in fact that he did not kill his wife Anna, but instead found her dead in bed on that New Year's in 2023. Back to you guys in the studio.